Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another episode here with the Woman Pod with Valerie Atkinson. Welcome back once again. I'm here for some good, juicy details. Thank you, God, again for another amazing day and for giving me grace once again so I can give to these beautiful people. And it's snowing here in San Antonio, by the way. What a miraculous morning. What a miraculous morning. What a cleansing energy to purify any soul on this planet today. So I was actually talking to one of my old clients from, when I used to have my tarot business. And she had, hey, man, I miss you and I see you glowing. She's like, man, like, I just really need to talk to you. And I was just like, well, tell me what's going on. So this kind of contradicted everything. You know how they're always the catalyst to what I really need to be working on. She kind of lit that up for me. So I appreciate you, Mama. And yes, I'm going to help you. That's what I'm here for. So I'm going to get into details in the end of this podcast. So make sure you stay tuned in so you get the details of what I'm about to share with you guys. So today I wanted to talk about those that are pulling your energy, right? So what I mean by this, my divine feminine girlies here that are now into my community, welcome. And I'm proud of you for coming in and stepping in once again to show up for yourselves. I do understand right now that a lot of women, and personally myself, because I'm telling you from experience that everything happens for a reason. So right now, whatever situation that you're here for a reason, right? So let's talk about it. So I've constantly run into this when I was, back then when I wasn't really aware of what I wanted when I was dating. So to break it down into steps for you ladies, and maybe this will help out the men as well that lack something or don't know how to act with the woman. Maybe you need to work on your energy, right? The frequency means everything. So ladies, pay attention. So do you find yourself attracting the same person back over and over again? Do you find yourself where the man pulls away from their energy and doesn't give you the time of day? Or second, maybe they ghost you and they come back all of a sudden, or you ghost them, vice versa. I want you to be open to this because today I've been in all of those situations myself. I've ghosted people, I've rejected people, I've abandoned people, I've avoided people. So to make it simple for you guys today, I wanted to share pretty much a story about how this is going to show you what means to change about yourself and how to reflect on your inner work and your inner world. And you're going to decipher what you thought was meant for you. Was it meant for you? And I know it sounds a little cliche right now, but it's going to make sense. So when it comes to your divine feminine, you have to understand you are very powerful. You are potent. You are an attractor. You're an abundant vessel. And this is how you know you're a important vessel. When people come out of nowhere because they just feel you pulling away, then that means something good. That means you're doing the work. That means you're actually moving to the right direction. And it happens, right? Because you forget about what's going on and you're just practicing self-care, practicing self-love, or you're just really focused on hobbies, or you're having fun out, you're going out with your girls again, you're setting up lunch dates, you're going shopping, you're doing your pampering, getting your nails done, hair done, everything did, right? Maybe you're doing your gym, maybe you're watching your nutrition once again. Like everything means everything, y'all, because you're putting yourself first. That's exactly what I mean. This is you putting your energy towards yourself. That's self-love. That's you understanding your emotions. The minute that you wake up, you set the tone for the day, right? It's like allowing yourself to see in front of that mirror, reflect on your mirror, and look at yourself. Like, what do you love about yourself? And appreciate every single flaw that you have within and without you, okay? Yes, we all have flaws and we have to appreciate each one of them. We might not like them, but it's learning how to appreciate each flaw and let it go forward. So what I'm wanting to share with you guys today is that not everything is the way it seems. So what happens outside of us is nothing, but what's in front of us is a mirror, right? A reflection. I've been watching videos nonstop. Like I just wanted to just bring this up because I don't know, like I feel like the universe tells me like, okay, they show me what I need to talk about each day. So I pay attention now. So listen to your intuition, ladies. This is where the divine feminine plays a huge role, like discernment, intuition. what's going on around you. Look around you. What is happening? Because that's going to tell you, it's going to reflect what you need to be working on, what you need to pay attention on, and what you need to focus on, right? Whether that's you, yourself, your kids, your love, your work, etc. So, mind you, I strongly feel that when you're reflecting something back to someone, it's showing that other person your authenticity, right? So this is you, right? Let me use something as an example. Um, so say there's a rose in a vase, right? And this rose is finally bloomed. It's gorgeous. It's just radiant. It's just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful rose. And this rose is just looking gorgeous, right? It's just there. It's not doing anything. It's not rotting, but it's glowing, right? It's beautiful. Well, when another rose arrives, it's going to do the exact same thing because this rose is also bloomed, right? But what happens when the rose starts to deteriorate? It starts to like mold into this little, like, like a little burnt out flower, right? Like it gets sad and it gets really crusty and so guess what the other one does? It does the exact same thing. I know I use objects as examples, guys, because I could use me as an example, but I think I need to make it very, very basic for you guys so you guys kind of understand what I'm talking about here. So I want you to understand that everything what we do. So what I have to say is make sure that you're aware of what's going on around you. If this person decides to vocalize why they've been gone or why they want to start talking to you again or why they want to take you out on a date, let them speak. You should be open as a divine feminine. You are the vessel. Remember, they're here for a reason, and you allow this person to really allow themselves to say why they're back. You don't ask questions like, why all of a sudden you're back? Why are you texting me? Like, why this? Why that? No, 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 no. Pause right there. Pause right there. You are a divine feminine, and I'm teaching you these steps because this is where you're going to become stronger and confident and self love and boundaries. You allow this person to show you how they're going to act this time around. This is where I want you to step in. I want you to step into the role of you being your own boss, right? Say this is your company you're running. Deciphering that this customer wants to come back, like after the fact that they disappointed you and they didn't give you the service that you wanted, right? So then the they didn't give you the gratification that you needed from them, right? So for example, like this client just didn't meet your needs, right? You knew that you had a certain product and the product was amazing, but yet this person came back and told you otherwise, right? So this is you saying, I am that person. I am that 100 bar person, meaning 100%. My product's 100%. So they come back and they decide, well, I don't want this, but I'm back again because I want to give it another try. Did you hear that? What would you do in this occasion? Would you allow someone to try your product once again because of how they worded it or because of how they took action and said, let me try it again? You need to pay attention how people talk to you. And I know a lot of people like to text now or they like to DM versus phone calls. I think that this is very important, ladies. How a person communicates to you is going to allow you to see what they really want, what their actions are going to be. If someone's just randomly texting you like past bedtime and it's like 2 a.m, midnight, whatever, we already know what that means. They're only coming back here for what? They're bored. They need someone. They need someone to fill their void. So then there's so many things that you can do in this moment forward. Am I going to allow myself to do this again with this person? Or am I going to allow myself to feel unloved by someone who doesn't respect my values and my worth, right? Because let's be honest, we all make mistakes. We've been there before. I'm not going to say that I haven't fallen for that bullshit because I have. I'll be honest, I have. Back then I was in heels, and I'm not saying, and I'm not judging anyone here. I want you to know that I was there too. I was there. I was there. I love everything about authenticity. I'm going to be honest with you guys 100% every time that I come on this podcast. And so you have to really picture what this person's intentions are. Action, that's key number one, A for action. Two, what am I going to do moving forward with this person? What is my intention? What is your intention? Val, what is your intention? My intention is what are this person's intentions towards me? And would this benefit me once again? Third, how is this going to make me feel again? Why is this important, ladies? Because this is very important. If they make you feel any emotion that relies on anger, frustration, anxious, avoidant, sad, insecure, untrustworthy, unfaithful, then this is the big red flag that you need to really listen to. Because if any of these apply to you, then you probably need to let that go. Any person coming back giving you these feelings and emotions is not good. It's not good. It's not good for your soul, baby girl. You've worked hard on yourself and you've mastered to be above yourself. Every time that this person pulls away, or every time this person goes to you, every time this person disrespects you by just leaving you on red or waiting to text back 5 hours from the day, like just because they're busy, they have to show that they care. They have to show that you are important to them besides their daily life tasks. When a man cares about you, y'all, a man will not waste your precious time. He's not going to sit there and make excuses and stuff. That's my big one. This is the one that I look up for every single person that I date moving forward. Excuses. I allow you to say what you need to say, but then I start watching what actions come from that afterwards. I was like, is he really, really 100, or is he really just saying it because he wants to say that so I can stay here for a little bit longer? I'm not an entertainer, by the way, but I am in entertainment with this podcast. This is my hobby. This is my baby. I love this stuff. So mind you, you have to be smart, ladies. I want you to be smart. I want you to be intelligent. You are intelligent. You are smart. Remember that, because I said that, you are too. Okay? Okay. So next step, what I need you to do is, if we already factored all those things above that I have just discussed with you today, I want you to take this time to really reflect what you would like, what would you desire in your next relationship, or let's say in your next dating person, right? I'm not saying you have to go on and date someone else right after someone ghosted you. No, I'm not saying that. Maybe give yourself a little break to kind of just feel what you feel that time, because honestly, when we run from our feelings, it's going to trickle along to the next person. And this is where I think everybody gets it wrong. You have to master the emotion of what has happened. So for example, if you were disappointed because someone ghosted you, someone pulled away, then we are going to go back in and we're going to reflect on our feelings. We want to raise our vibration, because when we stay in this energy frequency, we tend to attract the same thing over and over and over again until we finally figure it out. Okay. So you're probably wondering, what is best, Val? I need you to embody your self-worth. What is going to empower you? What is going to empower you? What is going to make you feel complete without another person? Meaning, I don't need that person to make me happy. I don't need that person to make me feel some type of way, because I give myself that. Make sure you are aware of this. Make sure you are aware of this, and make sure you are aware of this, and you are making stronger boundaries for yourself. I want you to accept yourself. No longer how you look for someone. Not everything's going to be given to you on the day that you want it, my loves. The universe is going to attract the right person to come to you that embodies and appreciates and respects you for who you are. This is where you're going to practice daily affirmations to reinforce this mindset. What are those affirmations? I am self-love. I am healed. I am worthy of healthy love. I am worthy of unconditional love. I am lovable. I am compassionate. I am nurturing to myself and others. I do not chase, I attract. What's meant for me will simply find me. So I want you to set the clear intention. I mentioned it after the fact that a person takes action. What is your intention? Why are we doing this? Because we want to be clear about our relationship goals. Whether you're looking for a committed relationship or you're just dating casually, it's okay. Be honest with yourself. Be freaking honest. This is the key, ladies. Be honest. I will always say this when I used to have my business in tarot. I would always, have my clients that would come to me. I said, okay, I read what I needed to read about you and what's going on, what's going to happen in the future, what's going to be something that will happen or is happening, but what do you want? And this is what caught them off guard most of the time because they're like, well, they didn't even know. And I love my clients, mind you, and I didn't expect them to know, but that was one of the kickers for me. You should be able to decipher what your intentions are because let's be real, y'all. It's 2025. We got to start with the passion of ourselves, right? What is going to make our wants want us back, right? And not seek external validation from people because you have to be honest. You have to make sure you don't waste your time and energy with people who don't align with your intentions. Those are going to be very important. You're probably like, well, Val, I don't even know where to start. I don't even know what my intentions are. Okay, let me start with myself. Let's be clear here. What are Val's intentions? I am dating to be in a committed relationship with one person, not 10. One person. You heard me. And this person has to have values that I need in my life, right? Someone who's family oriented, someone who's okay with kids, someone who's okay with me not having to be there 100% because I have 3 kids and I love my 3 kids and they will come as well with anything that comes with my stuff, right? And second would be stability, right? Someone who has their stuff together. Someone who's also on the same foundation that I am, right? I am a homeowner. You have your own car. You pay your own bills. You're independent. You don't depend on anybody, okay? Third, I would say is trust, right? So trust is a big one for me. I have to trust you. You have to trust me. We have to have a level of respect for each other. Communication, someone who's able to communicate their emotions when and not able to communicate openly with me. And we should be able to have that open relationship as a communication, right? Not open relationship. Sorry, I apologize. An open communication relationship between you and I, right? Me and my significant other. And I would say the other one was someone who's a go-getter, right? Someone who's a go-getter, someone who has goals just like me because I have my podcast. This is my baby. I love my podcast. Someone has to be goal-oriented. It doesn't have to be the exact same thing that I'm doing. What I'm saying is you got goals, right? You got dreams. You got things you want to work on. And someone who's into their fitness because honestly, because I'm into my fitness, this person has to match that energy, right? They have to have the same vision that I have, right? I don't expect you to be the same weight as me, but I expect you to, have some soul starting, right? Like soul starting meaning like you go to the gym, you're consistent, you're being honest with yourself, you're working on yourself. That shows me you care about yourself, And I think the other ones, that's too long. But anyways, those are my main ones. So get clear with those intentions, ladies. Write a list. Start right now. I want you to get a paper and get affirm with yourself. Affirm with yourself because this is why you're not attracting the person you want because you still haven't figured it out. And that's okay. I was there too, boo. I was there too. Next one, establish boundaries. Yes, ladies. Early on, the minute you start talking to someone, whether this is a dating app or this is outside of dating, maybe you run into them, I don't know, at your local coffee stop, I don't know, wherever, or gym, whatever, work, however, because nowadays you can meet anybody anyhow. Like, you need to set healthy boundaries with people because you don't want people to take your energy. It's so easy for the divine feminine to lack when they go inwards, meaning like you start listening to people, what they say, because the thing with the feminine, they're very open to communicating. They're very open to listening to people's stories and feeling the emotion, right? So then one day you feel some type of way. You're like, why do I feel like this? Like, because this person probably robbed you from your energy. You just kept listening and listening when you should have said, you know what, 10 minutes is enough. I got to go. It was nice talking to you. Let's go. Okay. It's very, very clear that you need to know when to say no to people, y'all. Don't be afraid to walk away from people. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid about things that don't feel right. If something, like I said earlier, the red flags earlier, if someone makes you feel insecure, angry, frustrated, anxious, avoidant, some type of way, this is a good sign that you are not meant to be with this person. Even though they're bad turns, bad things, bad things mean good, meaning that you should not be around these things at all, right? At all. And you have to start healthy boundaries with yourself first, right? You have to build that trust and mutual respect. Okay. Three, communicate openly and honestly. Ladies, yes. We have to express ourselves. We have to be clear. We have to be open what you're feeling, what your expectations are, and your needs early on, right? Because this is going to understand the mutual respect with the other individual. So for mine, I'm going to give me as an example, right? We actually had this conversation on our second date. He said, what is it that you're looking for and what is it that you want? I said, well, I am looking for a committed relationship and I am seeking to be married with this person down the road. He's like, well, what do you mean? And he's like, do you have a specific date? I was like, no, I don't have a date, but I desire that. That's something that I want now. This is something that I'm looking for in another person who's also in the same boat, right? Like saying, like, if you came and told me that's something you would want, okay, great. Because I don't want this person to think I'm just here for a fun time. Don't mind me. I don't mind getting to know you and stuff and seeing if it works or if it doesn't. But I'm letting you know right now what my standards are. And if those standards don't get met, I don't think it's going to work out, right? I don't think it's going to work out, even though if there's chemistry, there's attraction, etc., and we have a good time, we communicate great. But again, it won't align with my things eventually if you're not going to commit to those things that I'm wanting, right? Because why would I settle for less? Why would I just want to just continue dating you and dating you and dating you and dating you forever and ever, and then it just doesn't get anywhere? That's me giving my power away. I would not want that for myself. So ladies, pay attention. Pay attention and practice active listening. As I was telling you earlier, he had mentioned he had mentioned that I need your help, Ethan. Here you go. Sorry, guys. So I, sorry, I'm like struggling with the baby today. Um, I might have to edit this podcast. If not, we'll go with it. Who cares? It's not like it's important, right? So, anyways, what's important now is we're gonna have to go with it. We're gonna have to learn to establish those boundaries. Be clear with all the intentions, ladies. Let me just open up my little thing here. So I want you to practice active listening. Like listen to this person. I need you to pay attention. I know some of my ladies don't like doing that because they're just having fun. They're having a drink on the date and they're like, yay, he's buying me drinks. But listen, that's not the important thing. That's not what matters. What matters is how is this person around you? How is this person communicating to you? How are they actually expressing themselves? You want someone who's vulnerable because you want someone who's able to share like the deepest things with you, be open about things, about the relationship that they would like or something that they need to share with you, right? Because it shows the value that you have on this person and they should have the same for you. So that's why you engage in conversations with curiosity, right? Be present without having to rush or control the dialogue. Like, okay, I want to go outside now. Like, let's go, mingle out there. Like, no, this is the reason why you need to be active listeners. Like, nothing should be forced, nothing should be resistant or restrained. It should just flow, ladies. I want you to practice the flow method. Let them talk, let them do their thing. You're just going to sit there pretty because remember, you are everything. You are that queen. Remember, you're dating for keeps. You're dating for a man to protect and provide. You want that. You don't want no dusty. We don't want dusties this year, 2025. Listen, we are not creating dusty energy. We're going to create a provider energy, someone who's going to actually love us, who's going to appreciate us, who's going to treat us right because we deserve it, because we are deserved of that love and we are worthy of that. Okay. I want you to detach from the outcome. Please don't get too interested or attached to this person. This is where I tell girls, like, you have to kind of just let the whole picture thing. This fits my description, Val. Like he goes to the gym, right? He does this, that. He fits all of it, right? That's what you think. I was like, you want to know this person inside and out, right? You want to make sure that when you're attaching to this person, is it a safe attachment? Is it a secure attachment? Or is it an anxious attachment? Or is it an avoidant attachment, ladies? I know I'm bringing these. Everybody has a different love language. I don't expect everybody to be perfect, but you have to listen on these things because not everybody's going to have the same attachment style as you. You might attract a secure attachment and you could be the anxious one, right? You're like, oh my God, he hasn't texted me. Like, what the hell's going on? Then you start predicting these stories. And I know most of my ladies always do this because I've done this too, right? And so get comfortable, right, with yourself. Like, get really grounded, stay grounded in everything. Avoid rushing to get to know this person. Avoid double booking dates like on the same week. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's not good because I used to do that. And I used to do it to the point where I would date like 3 people in 1 week. And that shit got exhausting. Bitch, at that point, I didn't know what I wanted. I was too confused. There was too many people on the board. And it was just like, you know what? Like, this isn't it for me, right? And I took a break from dating. This was years ago, by the way. So find something to ground you. So on every date, just remember that you're getting to know this person because you want long term. If you just want to be casually dating, you want to know that this person's casually dating you as well, right? You have to be intentional, right? Or let them know right then. If you don't want any of those, I want an open relationship. I want to get to know you, but I still want to be able to date other people. That's an open relationship. An open relationship is not easy. Not for everybody. Everybody wants to have a type of control, right? A sense of control, a sense of like, no, you're mine. You can't talk to nobody. That's not how it works. How old are we? Yeah, we got to get it together. We got to get it together. I mean, I used to do that open relationship thing. Ooh, that was years ago. But anyways, back to topic. Let go of the need for approval on this person. Focus on enjoying the moment right now and learning about this person rather than seeking their validation when you're at peace with yourself. You can date from a space of abundance and not scarcity. Ladies, this one. Why would you settle, right? So I need you to understand that you want to focus how you're getting to know this person. You don't need their approval. Remember, how can I put it in words so you guys can stick with this one? I don't need him. Remember that. I don't need him. I am worthy of love. And that's that. I don't need to chase. I attract. What's meant for me will simply find me. So stick to that. Remember, you don't need this man. This man will come in the way that he needs to come towards you, right? He does, and he will. Okay? Stay true to yourself, ladies. Stay true to yourself. Again, I'm going to go back on this one. Be authentic. Don't feel pressured by someone to please others. Like, say, for example, I feel like people do this a lot, right? Like when you start to become something that you're not. It's very unattractive to me when someone tries to pertain like a picture perfect Barbie. I am not that picture perfect Barbie, by the way, and I don't expect you to understand that because I am who I am with or without makeup. It doesn't change who I am. I'm going to be my fucking self. You may not like it, and that's okay. And if you don't, hit the road, Jack, okay? Yeah, I said what I said. So I'm not gonna settle for something that I know that it's not meant for me. You should know that your authenticity is gonna attract the people who will appreciate you for who you are. I'm sitting here recording this podcast, mind you, with crazy hair and my Christmas peaches from this Christmas. Yeah, I saw what I said. So, and drinking my coffee. So you have to appreciate that. Know your deal breakers, ladies. So this one too. Understand your non negotiables. This one's my freaking favorite. I don't know where my book is at, but my non negotiables is like, for example, your values, your lifestyles, or emotional availability. Being clear about what is your non negotiable to you helps avoid wasting time on relationships that won't align with your goals. So I'm going to mention one. It might be a deal breaker to the person that I'm dating, but it's okay because I love myself enough to share this with you, ladies, and share with the world. So I'm very keen now on who I connect with. So one of my non-negotiables is someone who wants to get intimate right then and there with no commitment. I will not do it. I'm sorry. I'm in my celibacy journey. I am not going to dispose of my body just like trash. That's not who I am. And I'm not saying, I'm not here to judge anybody who's done it already, or if you had a connection where you did the thing. Okay, that's something that you did. and you chose to take that action for yourself, right? But me right now, the path that I'm in is like, I am not going to just sit there and allow someone to use my body for their only benefit. Like, there's no way. So that's one of my non-negotiables. Having intimacy with no connection, I can't do that. I'm sorry. That's not something that I want. And I don't need it either. So it's like, I will not deal with that. And also accountability. Someone who's not accountable for their actions. Like, you should be able to come forward and say, Val, I apologize for what I did. That was messed up. But I'm open to having a conversation and learning a little bit more of what you didn't like, or what I should work on, or what we both should work on. Things like that. Someone has to have, like, they have to have accountability. Like, you should be able to respect that. So that's two of mine that I'm going to share with you. I'm not going to share a whole bunch because I don't want to get too detailed. And ladies, learn from your past experiences. Reflect on things that didn't work, like patterns, behaviors that you want to avoid. Use the lessons to redefine your approach going forward. So for me, like, this was my big one. I am not a confrontational person. So when I don't like something, I used to shut up. Like, I used to shut my emotions down, and I shut myself down. And I learned that doesn't help me in any shape or form. So for me to move forward, to heal this, for anything that I internally needed to work on, is I should be able to open myself up and be able to share my emotions to this person on how I feel, without judgment, right? Without him or I judging ourselves on the matter. It's just being open to the communication. So now I know, like, if something doesn't sit well with me, I'm going to ask. I'm going to share it with you. And I expect you to show me what you have to say, right? Like, if we can come to an understanding, then great, right? That's something that I will reflect on moving forward. And I want you to avoid repeating patterns. So recognize if you're having a tendency to attract to certain types of patterns and you fall into these unhealthy relationships. So going back to what I was talking to you in the beginning, right? I attract dusties. The people from the past keep coming back. They ghost me. They don't. Okay, why are they doing that? Are we not setting boundaries? Are we not being honest with ourselves? Probably not, ladies. And let me get real with you. So not too long ago, I had met someone, like, way before, like, my birthday. Yeah, it was like my birthday. And I was out with my sister, and this gentleman came up to me. Well, actually, I went up to the bar, and then the gentleman offered me a drink. So that's how it all started. He starts talking to me, we vibe, and then he tells me, like, what do you do? And then he tells me what he does for work. And, it was just a casual conversation. I wasn't expecting anything out of it. He was very attractive, by the way. I'm not going to say that I wasn't attracted to him. I think he was attracted to me as well. So then the conversation ends. He's like, well, I got to go, but it was nice meeting you. Can I get your number? And I was like, sure. We exchanged numbers, one thing next to the next. Anyways, so he says, I want to see you again. I was like, okay, great. So it goes on a couple weeks, and he, like, plans, like, well, let me know when you're free. And I do. And then the day comes, and the holidays were in effect. So, like, he kind of fell off the map. And I was like, okay, shit. Like, he fell off the map. And I was like, all right, he is a little younger than me. I was like, so that's to be expected, Val. So that's, oh, well. And at that point, I wasn't really like, it didn't really, like, offset me. But what I learned from this was, like, okay, so what do we need to work on now? Because this is something that happened. So what should we work on? So this is where I paid attention to myself. I paid attention to myself in a sense where I allowed him to know when I was going to be available next. And that's my fault, because I should have never let him know. I could have just responded with, sure, I'm busy, which I did tell him I was busy, but my action, I can't remember exactly what my words were through this message, ladies. I mean, I can look, I just don't feel like opening my phone. But it was like, I don't even think I still have it. Let's see if I can open it. I'm going to try. Let's see. Where in the world is his name? Jesus Christ. Where is it? Oh, here it is. I found it. Okay. Oh, no, I don't have it. I deleted it. So anyways, back to topic. So anyways, I decide, okay, well, go figure, right? So I realized like maybe this person, because of the setting that we met in and I give him my number, etc., like we're at a bar, it doesn't really specify like what the intention is, right? He's probably thinking we met at the bar. Hey, maybe there's a little connection there, but it's not really like serious, right? So I say, you know what? I'm gonna let go of that. If he doesn't reach out anymore. And then he reached out after that and he said, well, I have plans. Oh, yes, now I remember. So he says, yes, I'm available, but I have plans with a friend already. So if he cancels on me, if he flakes on me, then we can hang out. And I said, no, sir. I didn't even respond to his message. I did not, because I was like, I'm not dealing with this bullshit. Like, there's no way. You allowed me to think that we would connect on the day, but as I was like, but you know what? It's valid. He said what he said, which was true. However, I didn't like the fact that he said something if his friend flakes. Like, I should be I should be able to say that you told me this and that. But again, I don't want to get in my own way. So I said, no, I'm not going to respond. That's okay. Like, he doesn't need to. It was late too. It was like 10 something. So that to me already showed me like, wow, you already know where's this headed. So then I let it go. He comes back around, texts me, like last week? And this is where I knew he needed an ego boost, because he texts me back saying, hey, when are you free next? And I looked at this message and I said, oh, here we go. Here we go. And I said, I'm available next Friday. And he just like, didn't respond. He didn't text back. And I was like, okay. I was like, all right. I was like, it's valid. Just because I did the same thing to you, which is valid. I was like, I'm not mad. I was like, but I think it's pretty funny that you reached out again. I was like, so is this an ego boost for you? Because if it is, that's not my type. I was like, I'm not here to chase. I'm not here to, well, like, this is not a game for me. It sounds like you're now thinking it's a game. Like, this is not my intention. So this is where I'm going to tell you, like, you should understand what a person's intentions are, right? The way that they act. It's very inconsistent of a man to do this to a woman. So that just shows you that he's not well put together right now, and you should not be wasting your time. So ladies, remember that you don't want to repeat patterns. I used to date inconsistent men who just didn't know what they wanted. So this was a big eye opener for me. And I said, I'm going to be patient with myself again and trust the process. I'm not going to rush anything. I'm still dating the person that I'm dating. And I'm not saying that I was dating two people. No, because I haven't even gone on a date with that individual. We just met at a bar randomly. It wasn't even nothing. We didn't even meet on a dating app. It was socially outside of the freaking dating world. It just happened to be that he was there and I was there, and that was that, So don't rush the journey. Like, let it happen. You're not alone. If you're feeling alone and you need assistance, this is where I'm going to get a little deeper with you guys. Get help, right? Get help. I want you to align with your intentions. I want you to align with what you're wanting back. I want you to enjoy the process of getting to know someone long term, if that's what you're looking for, or if you're doing casual dating, or if you're in open relationships. Because you want to have independence. You don't want to be dependent off an individual at any point. You want to prioritize your life. You still want to be busy with your hobbies. You want to have your friend circle. You still want to be able to like chase your passions. Mine is my podcast. You want to have a life outside of just this person. You don't want to be just dependent on him. Like, when are we going to go out next? When are we going to hang out? When are we going to do something? When is he going to take me to dinner? Well, you're thinking way too much on this man. Like, you're basically letting the universe know you need someone in order to be happy. No, ma'am, we're not going to do that. You can go to dinner by yourself. Trust me. Trust me, you can. I took myself on my own birthday to dinner by myself. I spent my birthday by myself, by the way. Booked me a nice Airbnb. Took myself to karaoke. It was a fun effing night. I needed that. All right, we're almost done, ladies. So raise your vibration. Make sure that you focus on raising this vibration. Focus on things that are going to make you feel good. Focus on that. And say thank you, right? Say thank you, universe, for allowing me to be the person I am today and what I no longer want to be anymore, right? Like, thank you for showing me the way. Thank you for giving me clarity in every situation of my life, right? You have to be grateful, you guys, because if you don't thank God, the universe, they're going to keep giving you things out of nowhere just to test you to see if you're still ready to move on to your next level, right? Of independence, of being vulnerable again, and being open to new healthy relationships. And lastly, have fun. Have fun, ladies. Come on now. Get to know new people. Don't stick with the dusties. Don't stick with the oldies and your exes, the ones I used to date, like people used to date years ago. It's not going to get anywhere. It's dry. The well is dry. There's a reason why they're still out there. There's a reason why they still come back to you. It's because they haven't worked on themselves. You heard me. They are not doing the work, ladies. And that's a reflection. That is a reflection. That shall show you that you don't need to be wasting your precious time again. I tell every single woman, and I tell myself this too. I was like, why are they fucking back? Like, why are they back? And I said, oh, no, this is the lesson. This is a lesson. Either they're accountable of their actions. What is the intention they're giving me? And what is the emotion that I'm getting out of this? Is it a good one, a bad one, or is it a great one? Ladies, those are 3 major things. Simple. We're going to keep it simple. I'm not going to give you a spreadsheet of shit because you don't need it. You need to be self-aware. You need to be conscious. You need to be very aware of your surroundings. Okay? And I hope that these ideas and tricks will help you navigate dating better in any aspects, casually dating, open relationships, or committed relationships. I'm not telling you have to be perfect. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here to show you the way to understand what you need right now, right? Sometimes what we want isn't what we need. So I learned one huge lesson this whole 2 years that I'm going to share with you guys today. I didn't know then what I do know now. So back then, I thought I was ready for commitment. And I'm going to be honest. I wasn't ready. I got into, I would say it started very quickly with him. And the chemistry was great. We had, we were having fun. It was just like, it just happened so fast. We connected in such a way that I had never connected with anybody in this way in such a long time. So I thought, I was like, oh, this must be the one. Or at least I thought, right? Then things led to too quick. I met his parents within a month. And then one thing to the next, I actually asked like what we were. This is where I knew I was looking for external validation. I asked them, so what, are we in a relationship? Like, what is it? Like, what are we doing here? Like, we're already together, intimate wise. Like, we're spending a lot of time together, and I met your parents, like, you haven't really like said anything. And it's like he already knew that that's not what his intentions were, and I should have known better. I wasn't unaware. I was unaware, ladies. And I don't regret that this happened, because honestly, it was the eye opener for me where I wasn't happy. He wasn't happy either, by the way. And he shared this with me. And I didn't realize it until we were starting to have issues. That's when it got real hard. And we were attacking each other. He got triggered mainly of how I acted. He would tell me all the time, it's like, you trigger me, which I never got triggered, never, which freaked me out, because I was like, what the fuck am I doing wrong? Like, I don't understand. Like, but it made sense. It made sense later when I went into therapy. So that's when I knew I was an avoidant lover. And he was anxious. He was an anxious person. So I didn't know that. So I realized, like, me being unaware, me being not having any intentions, but just going with it. I think at this point I realized, like, I wanted to have someone, but I didn't have a set vision. I wasn't clear with my intentions. And I don't think he was either. I think we found out at the end of it that we didn't know what we wanted. We didn't. And it's crazy because one thing led to the next, and I chose to leave him, like, because I was not ready for it. Like, he was already, like, it's not crazy, but it seems like he was a little too dependent on me, that I think he fell for I don't know, maybe I was too caring for him, that I lost myself in the process, that I put him first over everything and myself, that my needs were not being met. So that's when I became unhappy. That's when I became avoidant even more, because I was exhausted. And he would get mad, and he was like, why aren't you answering the phone? Like, and I'd be like, well, I need a break. Like, I'm tired. I just put your baby to sleep. Like, he and I weren't living together. And it's just like, I can't do this on my own. Like, you're not even here and I'm doing it. Like, all I need is a break. He didn't understand it then. I don't know if he will now with this next person, or if he ever will. But to me, it's like, you need to understand and consider other people's emotions. Like, it's not just about you. Like, you have to respect that. And I made it very clear to him several times, like, I don't know why you think that I need to make you happy. Like, that's not how it works. And I know I'm getting deep about it, and it's okay, because I feel like you guys need to know what has been going on with my life and how I've been going about it. One thing that stood out to me out of this whole relationship was that it taught me to love myself. It taught me to respect myself. It taught me my needs as a woman, what I need in a relationship, what I wanted wasn't necessarily what I needed. And the reason why I got attracted to him was because he was a lot older, ladies. He was a lot older. I thought he had it all together. I thought so. And I said, but emotionally, spiritually, and physically, he didn't. So those were like the main things I saw after the relationship, that I said, ooh, like, he's not aligned with what I want. And it's okay. I'm not going to force him to be with me in any shape or form. I was like, he needs to do the work. Whether he does that or not after me, that's not going to matter, because he should know when he wants to do that with himself. But I chose to do that for myself. And this is where I knew that my self-love was growing even more, because I said, no, right? I'm not going to do this anymore. I need to prioritize my needs. And I wasn't depending on another person to do that. So make sure that you're aware of what you're doing with individuals. Make sure you're coming in fully conscious. Like, why am I with this person? Like, why do I want to get to know them? These are all great questions. Like, you should not be dating for keeps, for just because of the sake of security, in a sense where, well, he has, a Maserati vow, and that's freaking cool. Like, nobody's ever driven a Maserati. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. It doesn't matter if he drives a Maserati. You don't even know does he have emotional intelligence? Like, does he have like any sense of security in himself? Like, he's secure, like, he's confident. He's a protector, provider. Remember, sometimes the things that guys or women have doesn't mean anything until they show you actions, right? How are they with their kids? How are they with their family? How are they with individuals? How are they in real life? How are they with people outside of work? Like, you pay attention, bro. Like, I've gotten to the point where I get deep. Like, now, before I didn't, right? Because maybe I wasn't physically, spiritually aligned back then. But ladies, look, work on yourselves. Please work on yourselves. I'm not saying it's going to happen overnight. I'm still working on myself, by the way. And I still try my best every day. It's not fake it till you make it. It's you try. You get up and try again. It's like that song by Aaliyah. Try again, right? Get yourself up and try again. Start with that motivation. I got the chills on my spine just singing that. Get yourself up and try again. I want you to listen to the song every day until you get it together. It's meant for someone here. Anyways, at the end of this, I want you to understand, ladies, I'm going to start a one-on-one with people that want to show up for themselves. If that's you and you raise your hand, dude, I'm even raising my hand. What the fuck? I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So if you raised your hand as you heard me, then that's a sign. You need to get yourself in this program. I'm going to start a program here, and this is my baby. This is baby number 2 besides my podcast. If you are aligned with what you want to work within yourself, I want you to date with confidence. I want you to work with yourself. I want you to align with your intentions. I want you to be the best version of yourself and to be confident and to be in that divine feminine energy. And I want you to align with your goals. I want you to align with the things that you need to be focused on right now, my love. I'm not coming at you saying that I just don't want you dating Dusties. No, that's not my intention. My intention, I want you to be up there. And I want you to feel that before anything else comes at you, because you have to feel the feeling of having that relationship. Okay? So if you resonated with this, I will be posting in a couple weeks what program I'm going to start with you guys. And I want you to be very cordial with yourselves. I want you to be very cordial with yourselves, committed, posted, ready to shine, bright like the diamond. And I will post it in a couple of weeks here because I need to start with the program. I need to start with the website. You already know your girl likes to be tech savvy. So I will be sharing that in the next couple of weeks. And thank you again for coming back here with me at the Woman Pod with Valerie Axton. Y'all have an amazing week. I love you guys.